Alright guys, today we're going to be fixing up the old Ford more than we already have. Alright guys, so my truck was leaking in the cab and it's coming from the cowl. And my AC quit working, so I just went ahead, took my cowl off, taking my AC apart, cleaning it all out. You should do this if you got an older truck, no matter what. Because you might live in somewhere that trucks don't normally rust or whatever, but so you got your cowl, water runs down your cowl into your cowl drain or whatever. And well, let me show you the other side. It's easier to show. These things fill up with trash. I don't know if y'all can see that. Can y'all see all that trash down there? It's full of trash. You see I got a screwdriver down there trying to break it all out. And that's why these trucks, older trucks, any truck, rust out at the bottom fender, because that just sits in there, water goes down there, stays, and rusts out your fender. And so if you got an older truck, you should do this, but clean out your cowl drains and your cowl. And since I'm leaking into my cab, I am scraping all the caulking off and re-caulking it. So this is gonna save your truck from rusting out. Y'all can see this stuff's already rusting with a little bit. It's not bad on this truck, but there is rust, and that's why it's leaking into my floor. And then I'm not sure what's wrong with my AC, but I think this has something to do with it. My AC is busted right here. Can y'all see that? Where is it? Something. See how that moves up? It's not supposed to move up. It's busted right here. So we gotta fix that. Then put my AC back together, see if it works. But if you got an old Chevy, Dodge, well, Dodges aren't going to be running, but if you got a Chevy, which you've probably already done everything you could to try to make it run, and it still don't run right. But if you got a Ford anyway, you should do this before it runs your fenders. All right, guys, let's start scraping all this old caulking out, which a lot of it I've already got out. So we're going to scrape the rest of this out, clean it up with some alcohol, or not literally, but then we're gonna put some brand new fresh caulking in there, and she'll be ready to go for another 10 years. So far, this is what we got out of this side. But we're scraping with wire brushes on this cowl. Is it cowl? On this cowl. And now, guys, we're gonna try to vacuum this out. We got our baby vacuum here. Let's see what we can get out. First, vacuum this stuff out. You can see just how dirty it is in there. This one might already be clean after getting all that out. We'll see. Heck no. There's still lots of stuff in there. What are you doing, camera? Scared you? Alright. I'm gonna get this cleaned out better, guys, and then we'll show y'all how it looks after we get it all cleaned out. Alright, guys. We got this super clean. I don't know if y'all can see. Super duper clean. Where that's gonna drain way good. We got all the old caulking off, and now we just gotta put new caulking on it. All right, here's this side. Come on, camera. Y'all see that? Just how clean that is? Wow. All right, now let's get this new caulking on here on this cowl, and then we can start throwing her back together, and she's gonna look good. All right, everybody, a lot of work later. I was replacing some transmission lines on this thing because they were too big, they were leaking. And we got my air conditioner, like I said, was busted for some reason. So we got that fixed, and we just cleaned this thing out. We completely cleaned out the whole cowl and recaulked everything. And you can see it is looking very nice. I don't think this thing's gonna leak. This truck, we put a lot of work into this truck. You can see there was a little crack there. So I just put that there. Me and my dad. And you can see up in there, it's completely recaulked down the whole entire thing. So that's not gonna leak anymore. And hopefully my air conditioner will work great now that we've got everything sealing. And sometime next week, this truck's getting a brand new rear window. Already got it in the back of the truck. Just having the window guys replace it. My camera's doing all kinds of weird stuff. But I think this truck's gonna look a lot sweeter without this glass that moves. We're just putting a solid rear glass, and then we gotta get this thing tinted, which I've been waiting to do till we get this glass in for a long time. Not that I ordered it or whatever, but I've just been needing to order it. It also came with the seal. So this truck, we're getting this thing done. There's been things like I've been needing to do. Transmission leaked, and water always came in through that cowl And the AC's never worked great, so we're just fixing it all. This truck's gonna be 100%. And so this is finally time to finish this truck up. We've done so much work to this thing, but we also got to remove the block heater. Don't use them, and they're just bad on these trucks. They're as old as they are. It makes sense. But you guys, we're gonna finish this thing up, put it all back together, and show y'all. Well, the finished product is that your bottom of your fenders are not gonna rust out anymore. You gotta clean this stuff. This stuff can't just sit with leaves in it. That is literally heaven for rats. And well, I don't actually know if rats can get in there. I don't know. If rats can, rats are gonna get in there. Mine was actually wet because it rained not too long ago, a few days ago, and all them leaves in there holds moisture. That's why your fenders rust out. That's where it starts. So freaking take your y'all's cowls off. If you got an old Ford, whatever you got. It doesn't even have to be all that old. It just depends on the conditions. If you need to, recock the whole thing. It's gonna save your truck from rusting out down there. Very common spot to rust out because that happens. So guys, this is freaking awesome to do to your truck. You should do it if you want to save your truck. It's gonna save your truck. If you got an old Ford, do it. Come on guys, you gotta do it. Just keep your weep holes and different things clean on these trucks. That's how you prevent rust. Even if you're in Texas or places that don't even have salt on the road, they'll still rust because when water sits on metal, that's just what happens over 10 years, 20, 30. This truck's 40 years old. And its fenders are not rusted out, which is awesome. Which means, I guess this thing was pretty well cared for, and I don't know, someone might have cleaned these out before. But it'll probably be a good 10 more years before this thing needs to be cleaned out again. But we got it almost perfect, and this thing's it's just awesome. Hopefully I can get my AC working. Like I said, it was busted, so we took some JB weld and duct tape or metal tape, and hopefully that'll fix it. And then we got to put the AC all back together. But it's finally time to finish this thing up. Y'all want to see how good my headliner still looks. I don't know if y'all saw, a long while ago I redid my headliner, and it looks freaking bussin'. I know I just said bussin'. And that's new. As you can tell, it's not yellow or nothing, which it was. That's when I replaced it. It was yellow. So old it just shattered whenever I tried to take it out. But guys, this old gray truck is getting fixed up. She's gonna be so freaking nice. She's already really nice, but now even way nicer. I've literally touched everything on it. And now the transmission's not gonna leak transmission fluid, so that's good. You can probably see this truck has an aftermarket transmission cooler, and y'all can see new lines. But it was really hard and time consuming replacing those lines. They put one so dumb, but it was leaking. That's why my fan grabs this stuff as it's leaking while I'm going down the road and slings it up everywhere. So it was good to get those replaced. Guys, if you take your cowl off and just look at it. It's definitely something good to do, prevent rust, and you just need to do it. Guys, I think that's going to be the end of this one. I'm going to have some more good videos coming out. I'm going to maybe do a video of showing how to install an auxiliary tank, because on my white truck I'm going to have to install one. These dual tanks on these Fords suck, and they always break on every one that we've ever got pretty much. So I might show how to install one of these. My dad's, he has a gauge and everything. You can make these things awesome. But guys, we're definitely going to show some really awesome stuff here soon. So if you haven't, subscribe. I think 90% of y'all aren't subscribed that watch, so that's pretty sad. Guys, I will see y'all in the next one. Y'all have a blessed day. Remember, I love you, Jesus loves you, and Jesus loves you, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Adios, everybody.